Well, today is day 10, episode 10, and I have found over the last number of years that TD will have no hesitation in lying when it suits them or if they want to cover up the truth. Remember, as per episode 1, day 1, I discussed a lawsuit and how we were caught in this lawsuit and had to borrow money, which caused a second mortgage on one of the properties we owned. I was told by the TD after we went into default because of this lawsuit, they stated, and I quote, "In December 2014, the second mortgagee of its own accord contacted the bank and voluntarily surrendered possession of the property." End quote. This is absolute and complete utter nonsense, as per previous emails that had been sent to me by the TD. The TD did not even know that the property had been seized by the second mortgage holder at the time that the TD took possession. I have pictures of drilled out metal filings on the floor outside the cottage. When the TD changed the locks, had the second mortgagee, as in their words, voluntarily surrendered the property, he would have given them the keys to TD, or there was a lockbox outside and he would have given them the combination, and they could have quite easily got the keys, and there would have been no need for them to drill the locks. The second mortgage holder never contacted the TD from day one to inform them that they had seized the property illegally, because I had contacted the TD a number of times to find out if they knew about this, and at no stage did they. The second mortgage holder, there was no service, there was no writ, there was no affidavit of service, there was absolutely nothing filed by the second mortgage holder at the time when I went to court to look at the records. Once again, another outright lie by the TD was they claimed, and I quote, "The mortgagor had been unable or unwilling to sell the property on her own." The only thing I know is we have absolutely no idea how the TD came up with this comment, because the mortgagor has never been given the opportunity to sell the property or asked if they could sell the property. The TD went on further to say, and I quote, "While the mortgagor's court challenge and extended period of content removal have certainly delayed the progress of the bank's file, other necessary work was carried out contemporaneously." And I quote, and I end quote. This once again is complete and utter nonsense, as per 3 emails we received in 2015 from the bank. We had not yet heard from the TD property manager after they had taken the property, and the management company finally contacted us 3 months after the TD had taken over the property, and arrangements were made for us to go and take pictures of our assets at the cottage. This was in order for us to be able to sell the assets, because TD refused to allow us to leave them in the cottage in the hope of selling them with the cottage. This would have saved us a lot of unnecessary time and expense, but once again the TD was uncooperative, as I found them to be all the time, and this was not allowed. What is interesting to note is that every real estate agent we spoke to that specializes in cottage properties said that a fully furnished cottage property would sell for more than an empty one. On the day arranged to meet with the property manager that TD had selected, the mortgagor attended on that day as arranged, but the property managers did not show up. After repeated calls to them, they continued to say that they were on the way. It was freezing cold, and the mortgagor waited for well over an hour, but there was no sign of the management team, so they left. After the snow had melted, there were many times that the mortgagor wanted to remove assets, but the property managers could not be there for a host of reasons. So, once again, is it proper for TD Bank to blame the mortgagor for delays when most of the delays were caused by TD and or any of their representatives? During my last conversation with the bank, they had still not done an appraisal. And as far as we know, this has still not been done 16.5 months after the TD took over the property, and they have never answered why. It would be a complete insult to the mortgagor's intelligence if they stated that they could not do one while assets were still in the cottage, as they have said once before. However, they managed to do 2 appraisals when setting up the original mortgage, with assets in the main house and the 2 guest houses. Why were they not able to do it now? Our biggest concern right now is, will the TD sell the property at a realistic fair market value, with proper appraisals being done as prescribed by law? Based on previous appraisals done by TD, there is still substantial equity left in the property that should have been paid to us by now, had TD done the proper thing and sold the property shortly after they took over the property in 2014. This recording today is being made on June the 8th, 2016. Once again, TD is holding up my money because of their negligence and stupidity, while they continue to build up more and more expenses at a rapid rate. Do they care? Not one bit. The property has been extremely poorly maintained, and there are now a number of damages because TD failed to maintain and take proper care of the property while in their custody. The property is looking pretty shabby right now, and there's no doubt that after this 18-month period, the property will definitely fetch far less money than it would have had they done this and sold the property shortly after they took over. Some of these problems are severe, which will now affect the value. As well, with the value of cottage properties going down now, this delay will cause a further reduction in what I should have been paid had TD not been the direct cause of these delays. But once again, according to the TD, everything that they did was proper. I have no idea how the TD gets away with blatantly lying right to the customer's face. Unfortunately, in the world of TD, they are never wrong. It is always the customer. TD does not respond if they do not want to, even if numerous repeat calls are made to them. Unfortunately, TD has no idea how to behave in a professional and proper manner, especially when they are the root cause of the problem. Today I also posted a link to a site about people being on hold with TD, and as can be seen on that link, there are over 900 complaints on people calling TD and not getting any response from them. I'm going to discuss now a couple of other items that I found of interest, and these all have links on the TD Bank website under day 10. So if you just go in and click on the link, you can read more about this. I have a case of the TD Bank issued counterfeit money and then refused to give the customer a refund. Another item was some people are what some people are saying about the TD. These comments that I'm going to mention now are on a TD blog, but there are many more sites that have hundreds of complaints by disgruntled TD customers. I'm going to quote from one of these sites, and this is a direct quotation. TD Bank, liars and thieves. My daughter was going abroad. We asked for a simple checking account with a debit card so that I could make deposits and she could access cash. They gave her a card with an emergency overdraft, which was not discussed. Moreover, accessing that overdraft triggered onerous charges. My daughter had $1,000 in her account when she left. She went over her account and was ultimately charged $700 in penalties. End the quote. This is absolutely ludicrous. Another comment from the same site states that, and we'll keep the name of the person confidential, and he states, TD Bank, Mr. X, a TD employer, is a liar and a fraud. I tried calling Mr. X at TD Bank several times and he never returned my call. He lies, telling you he's going to fix something and it never gets done. Mr. X at TD Bank will not only make empty promises but will never get around to getting it fixed on time. Mr. X at TD Bank is not only nasty when he does call, but is a great example of the kind of TD manager you would not want. Another review, and I quote, "Do not trust TD Bank. I made the big mistake of opening a home equity line of credit with TD Bank. I have been treated like a deadbeat for almost 6 months while they demand more and more financial information from me. Then they lost all the data twice and I had to replace it. Dealing with them is a nightmare. They say one thing and reverse it a day later. Once this inane and stressful effort is over, I plan to refinance with a bank that is run by responsible adults." End quote. Again, from the same site. TD Bank lied to me. They told me that I should sign a form saying that if my account ever went negative again, that they would not let the money go through, so I would not have any other overdraft fees. So I did that, feeling assured that I did not have to now go and look for another bank. I don't know why I am so surprised that they lied to me again, but I am furious. I was assured by them that by signing that paper I was protected, and they wouldn't let anything come out of my account if it went negative. So I wouldn't be given any fees, but they did. I will definitely be looking for another bank now. Once again, please don't forget to go to our Twitter and Facebook pages or our YouTube page and post whatever you feel you need to say about the TD Bank. As well, please like us, share us, repost us, or retweet us. Our tdthebully.com website will also highlight everything I've spoken about today with examples, links, and documents. If you want to see what was discussed in this episode, please go to page 10 of the website. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again for episode 11. Thank you.